Should Donald Trump just have apologised for suggesting that British soldiers didn't go to the front line in Afghanistan?
That would have been great, but that's not his nature. I'm surprised he even did this, and I was quite relieved. I really was, and when I heard the news last night. So good for the king for sending that note through the proper channels, and I think the president did the right thing as best he could, and I think the clarification was quite appropriate. Is probably an understatement. When he made the comment on Thursday, very unfortunate, huge mistake. But he said they. He didn't specifically say the British, and I think the clarification was appropriate.
But couldn't there just have been an apology? I mean, you say that's the best he could do, but
Yeah.
as a human being, he said something that was untrue. He said something that was offensive.
Right.
Particularly to the families of those who lost their lives in Afghanistan. Why is he not capable of saying sorry?
Again, he's very unfiltered, and unfiltered is quite refreshing until it's not. And so it was a huge mistake. I'm not defending it at all, but what I would argue is the clarification is good news. I thought that was really, it was great news. It was quite a relief to me, especially coming on the show today.
When people in this country and many people in America and around the world look at the scenes of what's been happening in Minneapolis, they see people at protests being shot by immigration officers. Are people right to make these kinds of warnings? I mean, are you not alarmed by that?
Yeah, look, what's happening in Minneapolis is unfortunate. It's a tragedy it's a tragedy when anyone is killed. But the way that the protest movement has turned into a violent movement. It's not peaceful protests when they're trying to obstruct what federal officers are doing. That's no reason. That's not making an excuse for someone being shot. Don't get me wrong. But those are tragic instances. Remember, Barack Obama deported 1.8 million people. President Trump has deported 600,000.
But we have all watched those tapes.
Yeah.
They do not look like people who were deliberately trying to cause trouble. They were there peacefully protesting, observing what was happening on the streets.
That's a matter of opinion. I don't see peaceful protests.
And there was no violence problem that ICE was sent in to solve. ICE is causing the problem. It is shocking to many Americans who are proud of our constitutional tradition, which we inherit from the Brits, the idea of limitations on powers, and to see all those limits gone. We're seeing something, again, new under the sun and very frightening.
And what we're also seeing is public officials, specifically in Minnesota, encouraging people to do this. Driving a car into a federal agent is not peaceful protest.
Okay, it's a conversation and an argument that's going to continue. We don't have time to settle it. If we could settle it here in the studio, but all three of you, we're grateful for your time this morning.